Shen Xing was a worthless orphan who was assassinated by his evil wife for being a total waste. However, he was blessed by the demon god with dragon powers and was brought back to life to take revenge. Before that moment, throughout his miserable life, Shen Xing had always been alone, stranded and despised by everyone for being a worthless failure. That was until Mr. Lin, a wealthy old man with beautiful granddaughters, adopted him. Just then, Shen Xing thought he'd finally secured financial freedom, and it was his chance to enjoy his life. But instead, he was treated like a filthy servant by Lin's granddaughters. For some mysterious reason, Lin arranged for King Xing, his eldest granddaughter, to marry Shen Xing, and for the next 3 miserable years of their pointless marriage, King Xing hated his pathetic broke ass. She wouldn't even speak to him, let alone develop any plot with the loser. One day, Lin's daughters conspired against Shen Xing, falsely accusing him of molesting Kingxi, the youngest sister. As a result, they threw him out of the Lin household and hired thugs to beat the crap out of him, leaving him for dead like a useless thief. However, just before his soul crossed into the afterlife, he was granted overpowered abilities by his father, a descendant of the dragon god. Slowly regaining consciousness, Shen Xing opened his eyes to see the prettiest girl, Su Wan, who had saved and brought him to the hospital. Upon seeing the gorgeous thing, Shen Xing wasted no time and dropped his best Discord pickup line, asking if she was a rope, because he loved to strangle himself. Su Wan, unimpressed, told him she had only saved his ass as a good deed for her grandfather, who had a chronic illness and could die soon. Hearing this, the ultimate simp claimed to have a decade of experience solving medical issues and offered to help her grandfather. Meanwhile, at Su Wan's grandfather's mansion, a useless doctor named Li delivered terrible news to Su Wan's grandfather. Li informed him that his health was declining and that he could die if not treated soon, though for now he was stable. Before Li could finish his sentence, Shen Xing strode into the mansion like a billionaire and bluntly told Li he was spitting trash. Su wasn't stable at all. His words angered Li, who yelled at him, calling him an ignorant fool. Li informed Shen Xing that as a professional doctor from DC, his diagnosis of patients was like a study from Harvard, unshakable anywhere. Just then, old man Su began coughing up blood, and Su Wan frantically yelled at the incompetent doctor to help. Li, however, was at a loss for what to do. At that moment, Shen Xing remembered he was the protagonist, so he stepped forward like a Giga Chad, promising to heal Su. Desperate, Su Wan begged him, saying if he saved her grandfather, she'd do anything he wanted. So Shen Xing placed his hands on Su's head and radiated a godlike aura. In that instant, Shen Xing's powerful mystic energy flowed into old man Su, and his body was bathed in a peaceful, healing force like being in a serene paradise. Su immediately stopped coughing blood, and his nearly depleted health bar instantly shot up to 100%, leaving Dr. Li stunned. Su, overwhelmed with gratitude, thanked Shen Xing, vowing never to forget his kindness and offering to fulfill his every desire. However, Shen Xing declined, stating that it was simply repayment for Su Wan saving his life. But Su Wan wasn't about to let her grandfather's savior slip away that easily, so she grabbed his hand, reminding him of her promise and her willingness to fulfill it. On the other hand, Su, overjoyed, invited Shen Xing to stay for dinner, planning to throw a feast in celebration of his life being saved. Just then, Shen Xing received a message from his heartless wife, King Xing, telling him to return home now since he had somehow managed to survive the thug attack. Like the king of all simps, Shen Xing excused himself, telling Su Wan he'd return later to continue the treatment. Hours later, Shen Xing arrived at the Lin Villa and was greeted by King Xing, the pink-haired Disney villain. On seeing Shen Xing, she called him a worthless bastard and shoved divorce papers in his face. King Xing also admitted she'd been cheating on him with Yang Yi, the CEO of a multinational corporation, since their marriage began. Shen Xing, however, couldn't care less. He had never been treated like a human being, much less a husband, during their miserable time together. Without hesitation, he signed the papers and walked out, glad to be rid of the evil psychotic bitch. As he stepped outside, King Xing ran after him, demanding to know how he dared to speak to her like she was some cheap. Right then, Su Wan appeared, telling Shen Xing her grandfather needed immediate, permanent healing. Upon seeing the saline chick, King Xing and her donkey-faced fiancé, Yang Yi, were left dumbfounded, wondering how the trash could bag a classy baddie. Later that day, Shen Xing arrived at the Su mansion and requested time to prepare for the healing. He then retreated to a private room in the villa, his mind racing since he actually had no medical knowledge and had been capping earlier. Using his newfound powers, Shen Xing absorbed the contents of every medical and phytotherapy book he could find, rapidly gaining the expertise he needed. Meanwhile, Dr. Li informed Su that he would require a blood transfusion to stabilize his condition. However, due to Su's advanced age and weak body, it seemed unlikely he could survive the procedure. Heartbroken by the news, Su confided in Su Wan, preparing her to accept his fate. But before he could finish his sorrowful statement, Shen Xing burst into the room. Without hesitation, Shen Xing tossed a small black ball to Su and instructed him to chew it like beefsteak. However, on catching the disgusting ball, everybody nearly puked because it smelled worse than human excrement. Shen Xing then calmly explained that the stinky concoction was made from a blend of medicinal herbs and would cure Su's illness. Dr. Li, skeptical, yelled at Shen Xing, calling him a disgusting psycho, and then took the stinking ball to examine it under a magnifying lens. After a thorough inspection, Li was forced to admit that the ball was indeed made from medicinal herbs. With no other options, Su finally ate the disgusting shitball. The effect was instantaneous. Su immediately felt the vitality and vigor of a bodybuilder on steroids surge through him, and his health was miraculously restored. Seeing Su's sudden strength, Dr. Li was in disbelief, but told him that with his newfound vitality, he could now undergo the blood transfusion to complete his recovery. Su, grateful beyond words, thanked Shen Xing for saving his life and offered him his countryside villa as a token of appreciation. Shortly afterwards, Shen Xing and Su Wan arrived at Shen Xing's newly acquired villa, only to encounter King Xing and Yang Yi there. On seeing Shen Xing's horrendous face, King Xing sneered, wondering what the heck the worthless loser was doing at the property. Shen Xing calmly informed her that he now owned the place. Upon hearing this information, the disgusting couple instantly burst into fits of laughter, mocking him and wondering if he'd lost his mind. Fed up with their nonsense, Su Wan stepped in, ordering her muscular bodyguard to teach the obnoxious couple a lesson they wouldn't forget. Wasting no time, the big guy approached King Xing and violated her face, practically rearranging her facial features. Seeing his fiancée being molested, Yang Yi rushed forward to stop the bodyguard from making his already ugly girlfriend uglier. The bodyguard, Jin Tiger, then informed Yang Yi that the woman standing with Shen Xing was none other than Miss Su from the powerful Su dynasty. Before long, Shen Xing and Su Wan sat down to have breakfast together. Su Wan, who was already Niagara Falls for Shen Xing, curiously asked why his ex-wife had divorced him. Shen Xing explained that King Xing never treated him like a real husband. She was only his wife on paper. Confused by the term wife on paper, Su Wan snapped back, saying that such a thing didn't exist. Deep down, she began to wonder if she could ever be his wife for real, someone truly loved by him, and not just another wife on paper. The next day, as Su Wan headed to work, her irritating driver had the audacity to point out that, as the daughter of the powerful Su dynasty, it wasn't appropriate for her to have an affair with someone as useless and worthless as Shen Xing.
And I've decided that I want to die.
Furious, Su Wan silenced his disgusting mouth immediately, warning the nosy, ugly driver never to speak ill of Shen Xing again. For the next 3 days, Shen Xing stayed on Longshuan Mountain, training to enhance his newly acquired powers. However, he soon realized that the mountain didn't have enough energy to sustain his growth. Determined to stop being a weakling, he decided to leave and become strong enough to win the heart of the woman he dreamed of, Su Wan. As he reached the top of the mountain, he relished the feeling of standing above everything, but his moment of triumph was cut short when he heard thugs shouting his name from below. Moving down the mountain, Shen Xing found Yang Yi and his gang of thugs ready to deliver payback for the beating Jin Tiger had given Yang Yi's fiancée. Shen Xing calmly warned the brainwashed morons that he was no longer the weak, spineless coward they once knew, but his words only enraged them further. So Yang Yi told Shen Xing to save his last words for the devil, and then ordered his thugs to beat the proud son of a bitch until he couldn't stand. The strongest thug then charged at Shen Xing, but before he got close, the shitface received a face demolition slap that knocked out his tooth. Seeing this giga-chid move, the rest of the imbeciles realized they would never be able to beat Shen Xing in this lifetime. So the second in command, with a blonde crackhead hairstyle, tried telling Yang Yi that the beatdown wasn't meant to be. However, before he could finish his sentence, he received a similar slap from Yang Yi that almost removed his lips. Just then, Yang Yi received a call from King Xing, informing him that old man Lin had been rushed to the hospital in critical condition. As Yang Yi hurried to the hospital, Shen Xing asked what had happened to Lin. Despite Lin having shitty daughters who should be married off to the devil, he had always been kind to Shen Xing. Yang Yi, however, told him to jump off a cliff, as Lin's family affairs were no longer his concern. A few minutes later at the hospital, the doctor explained to King Xing that her father was too weak for surgery. Yang Yi, who didn't give a shit about Lin's fate, offered the doctor $100,000 to keep the old man alive for just one more week, giving him enough time to finalize his marriage to King Xing. After that, the old man could die for all he cared. At that moment, Shen Xing arrived at the hospital with a rugged-looking doctor named Sun, who looked like he had studied medicine online for just 2 months. Shen Xing then demanded the resident doctor take them to the operating room so Sun could immediately begin operating on Lin. Meanwhile, at the Su villa, Su noticed Su Wan seemed depressed. Concerned, he asked if she was thinking about Shen Xing, which she initially denied. But realizing she couldn't hide Shen King's disgusting aura all over her, she admitted the truth. Su Wan then nervously asked if Su would approve of her relationship with Shen Xing. Hearing this, Su assured her that as long as she loved the person, he would approve of whoever she brought home, even if it was a dog. However, he added that Shen Xing would have to pass a test, and if he succeeded, he would happily announce him as his son-in-law to the world. Meanwhile, back in the hospital's operating room, Sun informed Shen Xing that the surgery was a success, and Lin's health would gradually improve. As they discussed, Yang Yi stormed in with his gang of crazed hoodlums. Just as Yang Yi moved toward Shen Xing to make his usual threats, he was interrupted by Jin Ho, a wealthy entrepreneur and opportunist. After exchanging pleasantries with Yang Yi, who stood dumbfounded at the presence of such a prominent figure, Jin Ho promptly ditched the nuisance and approached Shen Xing. Jin Ho eagerly grabbed Shen Xing's hand, leaving him stunned and wondering who the weirdo was. After introducing himself, Jin Ho invited Shen Xing to a banquet he had specially arranged in his honor. Shen Xing considered declining, but before he could, Jin Ho and his bodyguards threw themselves at his feet, begging him to attend. Jin Ho explained that Su Wan had asked him to seek Shen Xing's forgiveness, or else he'd be forced to pack up his businesses and leave the city. Moved by pity, Shen Xing agreed to attend the banquet, which thrilled Jin Ho and his men like children on Christmas morning. Witnessing the mighty Jin Ho grovel, the brainless thugs quickly fled the hospital, leaving Yang Yi behind. Later that day, Shen Xing arrived at the luxurious hotel owned by Jin Ho for the banquet. As he stepped inside, he marveled at the grandeur and opulence of the venue. However, his moment of admiration was rudely interrupted by Xuanhua and Xiu Xiao, Shen Xing's former college mates. Xuanhua, who was also Jin Ho's younger brother, was shocked to see Shen Xing at such a high-class event and asked if he was there to work as a cleaner or waiter. Shen Xing calmly replied that he was there to meet someone, prompting Xiu Xiao to mock him, suggesting he had come to beg his ex-wife for money after going broke.
Shut up!
Unfazed, Shen Xing retorted that even after all these years, she was still ugly and arrogant. The roasting continued until Gong Yao, their former class captain and a friend of Shen Xing, intervened, trying to restore some order. Xuanhua, dismissive of Gong Yao, told Mrs. Goody Shoes to get a life, reminding her that their school days were over. He didn't stop there. He boasted that the hotel belonged to his older brother, and he could do as he pleased, even violate her plots if he wanted to. As the cultured creep attempted to make a move on Gong Yao's miniature plot, Shen Xing delivered a brutal slap that left Xuanhua spitting blood. Shocked, Gong Yao told Shen Xing she could handle herself, but Shen Xing firmly stated he wouldn't stand by and watch any scumbag mistreat her in his presence. Enraged by the scene, Xiu Xiao threatened Shen Xing, warning him to prepare for a trip to hell. Just then, Jin Ho arrived at the scene and upon seeing his brother Xuanhua, tried asking him to deal with Shen Xing. However, Jin Ho couldn't care less about his worthless face, so he moved towards Shen Xing and apologized for the mess that his shit-faced brother had caused, which stung Xuanhua and his arrogant girlfriend. Realizing they had screwed up, Xuanhua started to apologize and asked to take his leave, but Jin Ho ordered him to eat food from the floor like a slave as punishment for his disgusting behavior. Following that incident, Jin Ho escorted Shen Xing inside for the banquet. While they ate, Jin Ho offered Shen Xing expensive wine, cigars, and a bank card loaded with $1 million. In exchange, Jinho requested Shen Xing's help in securing a coveted spot at the upcoming VIP meeting of the prestigious Su dynasty. He even sweetened the deal by promising to transfer ownership of a commercial building in the city's most desirable area. Tempted by these enticing offers, Shen Xing agreed to help but warned Jinho not to get his hopes too high. Later that night, after the extravagant banquet, Shen Xing received a call from Mr. Lin, informing him that he had an important secret to reveal. Shortly afterwards, Shen Xing visited Lin in his room. Lin, despite knowing how terribly his spoiled daughters had treated Shen Xing, was grateful he still came to see him. Without hesitation, Lin dropped a shocking revelation, telling Shen Xing he wasn't an orphan after all. He went on to explain that 20 years ago, he encountered Shen Xing's father while sailing alone at sea. Shen Xing's father, an SS rank mage with insane abilities, was in a fierce battle against 7 ships, facing them alone while literally standing on water. After the intense battle, when the ships were destroyed and Shen Xing's father was gravely wounded, he approached Lin, entrusting baby Shen Xing to his care until he could recover. After sharing this mind-blowing tale, Lin, with tears in his eyes, asked Shen Xing to look after the Lin family in case anything happened to him. Shen Xing, moved by the old man's vulnerability, promised he would. The next afternoon, Shen Xing visited the Su residence to see Old Man Su. He brought with him a newly formulated medicinal herb that helped replenish vital energy. As he gave Su the herb, an old man with a ridiculous mustache named Wang Long barged in. Noticing that Shen Xing was giving Su the medicinal pill, Wang Long rudely asked Shen Xing if he was a mage and to which sect he belonged. Shen Xing casually introduced himself and mentioned that he wasn't affiliated with any sect. Upon hearing this, the dumbass freak jumped to the conclusion that Shen Xing was practicing dark magic. Before the mustached old fool could say more, Su Wan quickly shut him up, explaining that Shen Xing was a good magician who had even healed her father. But Wang Long, eager to prove himself, challenged Shen Xing to a duel, determined to show if he could still floor a Gen Z mage. Shen Xing, trying to defuse the situation, said he didn't want to fight since Wang Long was Su's friend, but the old menace insisted. So Shen Xing assumed a karate stance, launched his Jiga Inferno, and in just 2 seconds, the old geezer was knocked out cold, foaming at the mouth. Witnessing Shen Xing's Goku-level strength, Su Wan thought he was the strongest man alive and felt a citrusy liquid exiting her inside.
What do you mean by that?
A few minutes later, Shen Xing asked Su Wan about the upcoming business party, casually hinting if he could add another guest to the list, referring to Jinho. Su Wan was cool with it and told him he could bring anyone he wanted. The conversation then took a sentimental turn when Su Wan asked if Shen Xing would always be there to protect her if anyone ever tried to hurt her. Like the ultimate simp he is, Shen Xing replied that his life's mission was to protect her, disappointing his mentor, Andrew Tate. Their moment was interrupted by the scrawny old Su, who informed Shen Xing that he had located the whereabouts of the rare medicinal herb. He revealed that the herb was up for auction and wanted Shen Xing to attend and secure it. Su Wan, not trusting Shen Xing to handle it alone, suggested she accompany him, so he didn't get himself into trouble before even reaching the auction. Shortly afterwards, Su Wan took Shen Xing shopping for the auction because he had been wearing the same Peter Griffin shirt. On arriving at the mall, she bought him designer suits and urged him to try them on. As Shen Xing changed into the demure attire, Su Wan was completely captivated by his outrageous, ripped physique. She started screaming that she wanted her oil changed, but Shen Xing had no idea what the heck the nutcase was talking about. Right then, the Oscar recipients for the most annoying couple in history approached them. So Gang Yi smugly informed Shen Xing that he had inside information about him attending the auction. He confidently promised to outbid Shen Xing on everything up for auction, thinking he could buy out the entire event. Later that day, at the auction, the first item up for grabs was a stunning diamond ring. Yang Yi, feeling cocky, placed a hefty bid of $2 million, confident no one would outbid him. After all, he had plans to get the ring for King Xing. But to his utter shock, Su Wan placed a staggering bid of $5 million, winning the ring effortlessly. After the auction of the diamond ring, a 15-minute break was announced. King Xing, boiling with rage over losing the ring of her dreams, chased after Su Wan and Shen Xing. Finally catching up with them, she unleashed her fury, calling Su Wan a disgusting hound, demanding to know why she had stolen the ring that was meant for her wedding. Shen Xing then replied to King Xing that since she was a used pass-me-down wife, she should also get a pass-me-down ring and not a new one. King Sing, insulted and fuming, clapped back, calling Shen Sing a lonely, useless bastard. At that moment, the auction staff delivered the diamond ring to Su Wan, who, to everyone's surprise, admitted that she never even liked the ring. She just didn't want King Sing and Yang Yi to have it, especially after Yang Yi's smug talk at the mall about buying out the entire auction. In a boss lady move, Su Wan tossed the diamond ring into the nearby lake and told the stunned worthless couple they could dive in and fetch it if they liked it that much. As she walked away with Shen Sing like the billionaire power couple they were, leaving Yang Yi and King Sing speechless. As they left, Yang Yi tried to console his devastated fiancée, promising her that he'd win the last item at the auction, no cap. 15 minutes later, the auction resumed, and after a few rounds of bidding, the final item, a gorgeous gold necklace with a diamond pendant, was up for grabs. Su Wan was immediately captivated by the necklace and wanted it for herself. Not wanting to look like a broke tag-along at such a fancy event, Shen Sing promised to win it for her. The bidding started, and Shen Sing boldly raised the price to $5 million, stunning the entire room. Not one to back down, Yang Yi pushed it to $5.5 million. But Shen Sing was on a roll, quickly outbidding him with a jaw-dropping $6 million. Shen Sing figured with the $35 million card gifted by Jin Ho, he could easily handle the price. But Yang Yi, unwilling to accept defeat, awoke the beast within and threw down an $8.5 million bid. Realizing her brain-dead boyfriend might become a broke-ass pretty soon, King Sing begged him to stop the senseless money war and take the loss, but Yang Yi was too fired up, his testosterone levels off the charts. Then, Shen Sing delivered the final blow, an earth-shattering $20 million bid that erupted the crowd. With that, Shen Sing won the necklace, leaving Yang Yi completely floored. As soon as the auction ended, Shen Sing grabbed Su Wan and rushed to the car, trying to avoid another pointless confrontation with the menaced couple. Inside the car, Shen Sing gently placed the necklace around Su Wan's neck, mesmerized by how stunning she looked. It was like the necklace was crafted just for her. Caught in the moment, Shen Sing dropped a sentimental line, revealing that he wanted to be rich and powerful so he could marry Su Wan. But Su Wan, grabbing his hand, reassured him that she wasn't like those gold-digging Instagram models. She told him she'd marry him no matter his financial status. Meanwhile, the loser couple, who didn't win a single thing at the auction, spent the night searching for the diamond ring Su Wan had thrown into the lake, their tears mixing with the water. Following that dramatic day, Shen Sing returned to the mountains to focus on cultivating and refining his mana. Just a few days later, he received a call from Jin Ho, who told him about a construction site and the challenges he was facing. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Jin Ho was facing recurring issues at his residential construction site. The workers kept getting into lethal accidents, leading to multiple deaths and severely slowing down the progress. Frustrated, Jin Ho called in a short magician named Bai Kun, who was just a few inches away from being mistaken for a rat, to investigate for any signs of black magic. Unfortunately, the magician was completely useless, unable to detect a thing. A few moments later, Shen Sing arrived at the site and quickly informed Jin Ho that something was definitely wrong. He could sense dark magic at play. He went on to reveal that there was something buried on the site, causing all the chaos and setbacks. Bai Qian, already salty about being outshined by a Yunjin, immediately challenged Shen Sing's claim. With over 40 years of experience dealing with mana, he insisted absolutely nothing was buried on the site. But to be sure, Jin Ho ordered his men to dig at the exact spot Shen Sing pointed out. At first, they didn't find anything after digging 6 feet, making Jin Ho doubt himself for trusting Shen Sing. He was just about to hint that maybe Shen Sing wasn't the genius he thought he was but a scoundrel when suddenly, one of his guards discovered something. The guard unearthed a strange box that emitted a powerful dark aura. When Shen Sing opened the box, they found a robe and a dagger filled with accumulated dark mana. Now realizing his 40 years of experience were worthless, Bai Qian explained that the objects found were notorious for causing bloodshed and summoning evil spirits wherever they were found. With both men clueless about what to do with the cursed items, Shen Sing offered to take them off their hands. Jin Ho, relieved and grateful, thanked him profusely and promised to repay the favor. As Shen Sing left, Jin Ho and Bai Qian stood there, dumbfounded by his skill and power. Shen Sing then took the box to the mountain, where he inspected the evil objects more closely. He realized the aura was similar to the one he encountered while healing Su. It dawned on him that someone might be targeting the Su family with a dark agenda. Determined, Shen Xing destroyed the dagger and vowed to track down the mastermind behind the sinister plan. Finally, the much-anticipated business meeting of the Su family arrived, drawing a crowd of influential guests and the media. Yang Yu and King Xing were also in attendance, and during their interview, the reporter mentioned that the Su family had planned the meeting to promote a young man. This left Yang Yi stunned and eager to know who the lucky young man was. As the couple roamed around the venue, they spotted Shen Xing and immediately wondered what the sore loser was doing at such a prestigious event. King Xing, not one to miss a chance to belittle him, immediately asked Shen Xing if he had snuck into the event disguised as a member of the Lin family. She then promised to call security to have him thrown out like garbage. A few minutes later, she followed through on her threat, calling security to drag Shen Xing out. But to her absolute horror, it was her who got dragged out like her life didn't matter by the security guards. At that moment, Su Wan arrived to welcome the guests, announcing that the guest of honor for the day was none other than Shen Xing. The crowd was stunned, and Yang Yi looked like he'd just been punched in the face. While Su Wan proudly introduced Shen Xing to the crowd, Mr. Chen Quan, a prominent businessman, and his son, Chen, who managed all the major construction in the city, walked up to introduce themselves to both Su Wan and Shen Xing. But as soon as Shen Xing saw Chen, he noticed something off. Chen's bracelet radiated an ominous dark aura. Without hesitation, Shen Xing told Chen to get rid of the bracelet immediately. Shen Xing explained that if he kept wearing the cursed bracelet, he might suffer a terrible illness, face disaster, or even see his family destroyed. However, the delusional moron didn't believe the BS and told Shen Xing that he obtained the bracelet from a temple as a talisman and would not get rid of it. After saying that, Chen got furious and commanded his guard, called Scarface, to beat up Shen Xing till he could no longer walk for uttering such blasphemy. Scarface, a hulking brute with a nasty scar slicing down his face, wasted no time and launched a jab straight at Shen Xing's solar plexus. But Shen Xing effortlessly swatted the attack aside and countered with a devastating punch that sent Scarface flying across the room, crashing into the ground like a ragdoll. Experiencing that formidable attack, Scarface realized this wasn't just some dude in a fancy suit. This guy was the real deal. So he asked Chen for permission to unleash his magical ability at the event, which Chen granted his permission. Summoning his dominant mana from deep within, Scarface created a mighty vortex that nearly tore the venue apart. He vanished and reappeared in rapid bursts, dishing out a brutal strike that managed to push Shen Xing back upon impact. Smelling victory, Scarface didn't hold back. He jumped to the sky with a fierce Mortal Kombat electric Luke Cage kick and slammed Shen Xing to the ground, creating a massive crater like a meteor crash. Scarface stood there panting, thinking he'd finally put Shen Xing down for good. But then, from the dust and rubble, Shen Xing emerged completely unbothered. He grabbed Scarface by the hand and, with zero effort, flung him into the sky like a discarded toy. Scarface crashed back down to earth with a thud, admitting defeat without a word. Chen, realizing his top fighter was no match for Shen Xing, begrudgingly accepted defeat but stubbornly clung to his belief that nothing was wrong with the bracelet. Not willing to back down, Chen suggested a bet. If nothing terrible happened to him or his family in the next 3 days, Shen Xing would have to kneel before the entire city and publicly apologize. Shen Xing, confident in his abilities, accepted the bet. In return, if something did happen, Chen would have to do the same. Both men agreed, sealing the deal. Little did they know, 2 random mages were lurking in the shadows, spying on the entire situation. Their original plan was to eliminate Chen, but the appearance of Shen Xing complicated things, leaving them uncertain of their next move. Later that night, as the party continued, Kingxi, the youngest Lin granddaughter, approached Shen Xing, who handed him a box, saying it was a gift from the old man Lin himself. Shen Xing accepted the box but soon began to stare at her meaty chesticles while feeling something strange.
I'm gonna come.
Fortunately, Su Wan swooped in just in time, snapping him back to reality by asking what was inside the box. Shen Xing, slightly flustered, opened it to find a letter, a mysterious black stone, and a green jade dragon ornament. Shen Xing recognized the letter as being from his father and eagerly tried to read it, but Su Wan suggested they head to the safe room to avoid any unwanted eyes. Once inside, Shen Xing opened the letter, revealing its contents. The message spoke of his mother, Zhao Shen, and urged Shen Xing not to seek her out until he had gained absolute power. After reading the letter, Shen Xing headed back to the party to meet Su Wan, and just then, a random guard came crashing in, yelling at Chen Quan. Apparently, upon arriving home, Chen's wife had gone completely deranged, stabbing anyone within reach like a crazed maniac. The guard added that he had been sent to find a magic master who could help fix the mess. Shen Xing, remembering his earlier warning about the evil bracelet, offered to go instead. So Su Wan warned him to be careful and return to her in one piece, so he assured her he would be fine. Meanwhile, back at the Chen residence, Scarface had chained up Chen's wife, keeping her restrained while they awaited help. Some hours later, Shen Xing arrived, and on seeing him, Chen wondered why he was seeing his horrendous face, and then yelled asking him what he was doing in his home since he didn't ask for the services of a clown. Shen Xing simply advised him, once again, to ditch the cursed bracelet, pointing out that it was the root of all his problems. Before Shen Xing could finish his sentence, Chen's son strutted into the room with his smug, ugly face, demanding to know why his father should throw away the precious bracelet he had bought from a faraway temple. Seeing that his presence wasn't appreciated, Shen Xing prepared to leave, but right on cue, Bai Qian, the magic master they had called, entered the scene. Seeing Shen Xing already there, Bai Qian leaned in and whispered, admitting that if someone as powerful as Shen Xing couldn't help, then the situation was utterly hopeless. Nonetheless, Bai Qian stepped up to give it a try. But as soon as he moved to work his magic on the hysterical woman, her chains shattered instantly, revealing that she had been possessed by a powerful demon all along. Bai Qian immediately backed away in horror, quickly realizing he was out of his depth. He retreated, admitting that Shen Xing was far more equipped to handle such paranormal chaos. Chen, now humbled beyond belief, swallowed his pride and approached Shen Xing, begging him to save his wife. Shen Xing, not one to miss a good opportunity, reminded Chen of their bet. Chen would have to apologize on his knees in front of the entire city. Desperate to avoid that level of humiliation, Chen tried to bribe his way out with a staggering offer of $50 million. Shen Xing paused for a moment, tempted by the life-changing amount of cash. But then he remembered Andrew Tate's financial advice: seize opportunities, be greedy, and never settle. So with that in mind, Shen Xing rejected the money and instead demanded all the rare herbs Chen had been hoarding in his closet. Begrudgingly, Chen agreed. Shen Xing then asked for the cursed bracelet and, without hesitation, completely shattered it. In that moment, Chen's wife was freed from the demon's possession, leaving everyone in stunned silence. Following this, Shen Xing searched for Chen's low-life son, who, unsurprisingly, was trying to make a sneaky getaway. But Scarface caught the worthless son just in time. Hours later, back at Shen Xing's place, Chen's son was getting the beating of his life at the hands of Scarface, who, for some strange reason, begged to serve Shen Xing, despite knowing there wouldn't be a paycheck involved. After getting thoroughly pummeled, Chen's son finally cracked. He revealed that a few months ago, he had visited one of the country's best temples to offer incense. It was there that he met a mysterious man who handed him the cursed bracelet, claiming it would bring good karma to his family's business. When pressed about the origins of the bracelet, the mysterious man had mentioned that it came from Swanming, one of the largest and most infamous magic houses that practiced shady, unorthodox magic, serving many of the country's most successful businessmen. Chen's son, still bruised and battered, confessed that he never expected the bracelet to destroy his family. After hearing this, Shen Xing ordered Scarface to escort Chen's son back to the Chen residence and began to wonder if someone from Xuanming was scheming against the Su family. That night, Shen Xing delved deep into research about the Xuanming mansion and learned that it housed high-level magicians who dabbled in venomous creatures and dark arts. Realizing he wasn't strong enough to take on these sorcerers just yet, he decided it was time to step up his game by cultivating his mana further. He consumed all the medicinal herbs he had gotten from Chen's place in the hopes of advancing his magic. But the following morning, Shen Xing woke up feeling like he drunk toilet water. Turns out, those herbs were low-grade trash, and he hadn't even progressed past the third stage of condensation. Just as he was cursing his luck, Scarface entered the room and informed him that Su Wan had invited him over for lunch at the villa. Later that day, Shen Xing arrived at the Su villa, where he met Su Wan, and, much to his annoyance, a businessman named Dairuji, who had his sights set on Su Wan as well. The moment Dairuji saw Shen Xing, he wasted no time mocking his appearance, saying he looked like a useless con artist, and questioning how it was even possible that he had healed Su. Dairuji then brought out a rare snow lotus flower known to prolong health and improve life and gave it to Su. However, Shen Xing down-talked Dairuji's gift, calling it a second-rate radish plant, which enraged Dairuji. So Shen Xing brought out his own gift box, which contained an elixir that could strengthen the foundation and promote vitality, and handed it over to Sue. On seeing the elixir, Daruji called it a useless jelly bean that could be bought from the lowest market, and then both men began to go head-to-head, insulting each other. Right then, Daruji informed Shen Xing that he would be marrying Su Wan in the future, and Shen Xing was just a useless bit of male feeding off the riches of the Su family who didn't deserve to be invited to the Su villa, let alone dine with them on the same table. On hearing this, Shen Xing told Daruji that marriage wasn't all about money and connection, but a matter of love, and a spoiled, worthless piece of trash like him wouldn't know that. Shen Xing's words angered Daruji so much, causing his blood to boil over. So with all the anger in the world, he tried landing a punch on Shen Xing, but Shen Xing used his magic to alter every useless bone in his hand, causing his hands to swell like a baseball glove. At that moment, Daruji screamed in excruciating pain, promising to revenge in a few days' time. Su then informed Shen Xing that he might be in a whole lot of trouble because Daruji's family was super rich and influential, controlling about 80% of all the business in the city. Few minutes later, Shen Xing informed Su Wan and her grandfather that he had something important to discuss. He explained the situation with the cursed machete and bracelet, both tainted by dark energy, and shared his theory that the Su family might be the target. Shen Xing also mentioned that when he first met Su, he sensed a similar dark aura surrounding him. Upon hearing this, Su Wan and her grandfather burst into laughter, leaving Shen Xing bewildered, wondering what might have caused the sudden mental breakdown. Su Wan then revealed that they were already aware of who was behind the conspiracy and the attacks, but now it was not the time to act impulsively. She recounted the story of how she and her grandfather were exiled from their village, despite being the most influential family there. After their banishment, they moved to the city and within 2 years, rebuilt everything from scratch, regaining their success. However, their enemies soon discovered them, leading to a fierce battle, which they ultimately won. After hearing this, Shen Xing vowed to help them avenge the humiliation they endured from the village. With arrogant confidence, he assured Su Wan that within 3 years, he would have them stand atop the village, looking down on all their enemies. Amused by Shen Xing's boastful promises, Su Wan suggested he first resolve his conflict with Daruji first, for the sake of the Su family. Meanwhile, at the mansion, Daruji whined incessantly like a spoiled brat about how Shen Xing had beaten him, pleading with his father to step in. His father, unimpressed, dismissed him and saw the situation as an opportunity to extort money from the Su family. A few hours later, they pulled up at the Su residence, barging into the house and demanding to know who had dared to beat his son so ruthlessly. He soon noticed Shen Xing lounging on the sofa, looking like a mafia boss, and asked him if he was the one responsible for his son's thrashing. Shen Xing calmly replied, saying it was a matter between men, and old people had no business getting involved. Dai retorted that even though it was a fight among younger men, only he, as the father, had the right to discipline his son. He then added that the Su family should be thankful his son had even chosen to marry Su Wan, instead of being ungrateful. In that moment, Dai declared that the only way to settle the matter was for Shen Xing to kneel and beg for forgiveness. Then, and only then, might he allow his son to marry Su Wan. Furious, Shen Xing demanded to know what would happen if he refused. Dai smugly replied that both Shen Xing and Su Wan would spend the rest of their lives in wheelchairs if he didn't comply. Without warning, Shen Xing sent a surge of mystic energy directly to his forehead, electrocuting his brain and causing excruciating pain that eventually subsided. Dai, shocked, wondered what had just been done to him but quickly dismissed it, promising Shen Xing that he would regret not begging for forgiveness and would soon come running to him. Just after Dai left, Su and Su Wan appeared to inform Shen Xing that he had only made matters worse than resolving the issue. At that moment, Shen Xing revealed that he had placed a spell on Dai that would impair his reasoning, leaving both Su and her grandfather in shock. Shen Xing confidently assured them that within 3 days, Dai would come begging for mercy, but for now, he needed to visit a special market to gather herbs to enhance his abilities. Before long, Shen Xing and his bodyguard, Scarface, made their way to the special market on the outskirts of town to collect the herbs. Along the way, Scarface questioned why they had to take the bus and walk such long distances like they were broke, instead of Shen Xing simply buying a car for convenience. Shen Xing snapped at him, admitting that he had been tricked by those Forex scammers on Instagram into thinking that owning a flashy car was the ultimate flex. After enduring a bus ride and trekking 50 kilometers to the point where their legs nearly left them, Shen Sing finally conceded that he needed to buy a car. As they rested in exhaustion, Shen Sing heard someone call his name. When he looked up, he saw Gong Yao. Curious, he asked her what she was doing on the outskirts of town, and she revealed that she had started a business with her sister after losing her job. She explained that after Xu Wenhua took over the company she used to work for, he didn't hesitate to fire her as revenge for the earlier incident at the hotel. Gong Yao then informed Shen Sing and Scarface that her sister was just around the corner in her car and would like to meet him. On seeing Shen Sing, Gong Yao's hot freaky Kim Kardashian-shaped sister named Gong Hui was disappointed that her younger sister was hanging out with such a loser who was dressed like a complete pro-cass. Gong Yao then introduced Shen Sing as her university coursemate to the hot Mamacita, who, upon hearing his name, thought he definitely wasn't the famous Shen Sing she had heard of, who would be the son-in-law to the powerful Su family. Gong Hui then introduced her boyfriend, Shanning, who looked like a random loser to Shen Sing. Afterwards, they entered Gong Hui's wagon and left for lunch together. While they ate, Shen Sing wondered why Gong Hui was ordering food, even though it was obvious they could never finish it. However, the boss lady asked him to eat his fill as she was paying the bills, so he shouldn't be bothered. Following this, the older sister informed Gong Yao that she would be accompanying her to meet Li, the chairman of a big firm, to sign a deal. On hearing the name of the man, Gong Yao immediately recalled that the dude was a cultured imbecile who was infamous for molesting women. However, when Shen Sing heard that Di might show his repulsive face at the firm, he suggested that he and his ripped bouncer accompany the ladies for protection. Realizing it was a good suggestion, the ladies agreed, but on the condition that if things went south while they talked with the freak, they would signal Shen Sing and Scarface to come in. So shortly afterwards, the ladies arrived at the firm and talked business with the fat face, asking to sign a contract with his firm. However, the fat-faced cow wasn't interested in any business. He just wanted to taste Gong Yao's slimy water.
Stop it. Get some help.
At that moment, he grabbed her and asked her to ride him already. Realizing the situation was beyond their control, Gong Yao's older sister signaled Shen Sing and his meathead, who had already positioned outside the office door, to come in. So Shen Sing and Scarface entered, and on seeing them, Pig-Face Li moved to give Shen Sing a handshake, but soon realized his hand was about to be turned pancake from the way Shen Sing squeezed his cultured hands. So fearing Shen Sing's strength, Li had no option but to accept and close the deal. However, just after Shen Sing and the team left his office, he sent a message to Di informing him that the brat who had redesigned the face of his son was in his firm and that he should arrive quickly. Meanwhile, Daruji rushed his mentally unstable father to the hospital. After examining his father's critical condition, the doctor regretfully informed Daruji that there was no hope for recovery. In that moment, Daruji began to think hard, and for the first time, his brain cells started to work. He realized that his father's erratic behavior had begun after returning from the confrontation with Shen Sing. With this revelation, Di hurried over to the Su residence, dropping to his knees and pleading with Su to save him from the madness. However, Su told him that he lacked the power to help his pathetic situation, and that Shen Sing was the only person who could save him. Unfortunately, Shen Sing had just traveled to the outskirts of town. Upon hearing this, Di immediately prepared to head out to search for Shen Sing. Just then, he received a message from Li informing him that Shen Sing was at the firm. Meanwhile, at the firm, Shen Sing was treated like royalty, enjoying full VIP treatment in Li's office. Shortly afterwards, he arrived, and as soon as Li realized his boss was there, his true colors emerged. Li arrogantly called Shen Sing shameless and declared that he would only agree to any business deal with the ladies if they bent over and developed some intense plot with him, or they could forget about any collaboration. At that moment, the door flew open and the crazy old man barged in. Seeing Shen Sing, Di immediately offered him a gift box along with the entire firm, begging Shen Sing to restore his sanity. Li, shocked and confused by the bizarre turn of events, started pleading with Shen Sing for forgiveness and desperately asked for another chance to sign the contract. Seeing that Di had learned his lesson the hard way, Shen Sing approached him, placed his fingers on Di's forehead, and cast a spell that instantly restored his sanity. Grateful beyond words, Di thanked Shen Sing profusely, offered him an abundance of gifts, and begged to be excused. Meanwhile, Gong Yao and her sister, who had witnessed the entire situation in awe, approached Shen Sing. Gong Hui, having realized that she had been wrong about him, apologized for assuming he was just some worthless loser. She now understood that Shen Sing was, in fact, the powerful Su family's future son-in-law. Gongui then offered Shensing a ride to wherever he planned on going. Shensing mentioned that his next destination was the city's largest herbal auction, where he hoped to acquire some valuable herbs. Later that day, Shensing took Shensing to the auction, explaining that it was being held in a grand theater and that some highly prized items, like Ganoderma and Snow Lotus, would be up for bidding. A few minutes later, they arrived at the auction site, and Shensing was impressed by the sheer size of the venue. As they moved further inside, the crowd outside the building erupted in excitement at the sight of a famous celebrity, Qixian. Shensing, a huge fan of the singer, started acting like a crazed fanboy. Curious, Shensing asked why someone like Qixian, a big-shot celebrity, would attend an herbal auction instead of partying in the Bahamas. Shensing explained that her grandfather was gravely ill, and in an effort to save him, Qixian had been attending the city's largest herbal auction to purchase the best herbs, no matter the cost. A few hours later, the auction began, with the first item being a $2 million ginseng. Neither Shensing nor Qixian showed any interest in wasting money on a useless item. The next lot was a Ganoderma, a prized herbal plant, with a starting bid of $10 million. Upon seeing the plant, Shensing hoped Qixian wouldn't bid for it, as he wanted it for himself. Unfortunately, his hopes were dashed when Qixian opened the bidding at $20 million. Refusing to back down, Shensing placed a bid of $30 million, leaving Shensing in shock, wondering how someone with such horrendous fashion sense could afford such an amount. Qixian raised the stakes to $50 million, but Shensing immediately countered with an $80 million bid. Furious, Qixian drove the price up to an astonishing $100 million, making Shensing feel the plant was worth more than his miserable life. Realizing how desperate the bid was, Shensing decided to sit this one out and let her have the Ganoderma. However, just as she secured the plant, Qixian's grandfather collapsed, and in a panic, she ordered her guards to feed him the Ganoderma root directly without brewing it. Seeing that the mushroom heads were about to make the greatest mistake of their lives, Shensing quickly approached Qixian and warned her that feeding her grandfather the raw root would send him straight to nirvana. His words infuriated Qixian, who told him to get lost and mind his goddamn business. At that moment, one of Qixian's security guards intervened, advising her to listen to Shensing, as he seemed to know what he was talking about. Left with no other choice, Qixian reluctantly agreed to trust Shensing. She handed him the Ganoderma, promising to give him anything he wanted if he could save her grandfather's life. Just then, Shensing summoned his healing mana, visualizing the mountains, lakes, the renewal of spring, and the very essence of heaven and earth coming together. Suddenly, the dragon god appeared and asked what Shensing sought. Shensing requested the ability to grant life, and upon hearing this, the dragon lord remarked that he resembled his father, Yi Qingyan, who also had a kind heart. Moved by his request, the dragon lord agreed, granting Shensing the power to bestow life, and promising to teach him the longevity spell as well. Immediately, the forces of eternity and immortality flowed into Shensing. Amidst a terrifying whirlwind, he cast the longevity magic spell, restoring Qixian's grandfather to health and gifting him with a prolonged life. As the old man regained consciousness, Shensing calmly asked for the Ganoderma as his reward. Overjoyed that her grandfather was saved, Qixian invited Shensing to dinner as a thank you gesture, but the Topku declined, explaining he had more pressing matters to attend to. As he left, Shensing warned Qixian that her grandfather wasn't entirely cured and would need medication every 2 months. When Qixian inquired about the cost of the medicine, Shensing told her it would be 20 grand. Shocked, Qixian accused him of being a scammer. Later that day, Shensing was driven home by Scarface, who had finally bought a car. On the way, Shensing reflected on the day's accomplishments, content with securing the Ganoderma, which would allow him to enhance his mana. A few hours later, Shensing arrived at the Su mansion, where he briefly saw 2 mysterious figures leaving after paying a visit to Su. A few minutes later, Shensing sat down with Su to check on his health. Su reported that his health had significantly improved and that he felt more energetic. Then, to Shensing's surprise, Su revealed that he had made the decision to leave the city due to his old age, preferring to spend his remaining years with friends in the countryside. Su further announced that once he left, the Su mansion would be sold, and Su Wan would move in with Shensing, which left Shensing visibly stunned. However, Su Wan quickly warned him that her moving in wasn't an excuse for him to expect any sudden plot developments between them. Meanwhile, the 2 mysterious visitors now leaving the Su mansion, discussed Shen Xing's incredible aura, wondering if he would be a worthy opponent to challenge their plans. The purple-haired man commented that Shen Xing seemed to be a sorcerer, cunning and not to be underestimated. Still, as a warrior, he was confident that dealing with a sorcerer would be easy, and they agreed to make their move as soon as Su left the mansion. Before long, Su embarked on his journey with relatives and friends, bidding him farewell and wishing him a peaceful and happy life. As soon as the old man left, the crazy-ass bunch of family and friends quickly turned on Su Wan maliciously, suggesting they could be her better father. However, Shen Xing immediately shouted at them to get lost, declaring that Su Wan already had a daddy.
He's beginning to believe.
Once the group of deceitful relatives departed, Su Wan, disheartened, expressed her disappointment that for years, both she and her grandfather had mistakenly believed these people were true family, not realizing they were simply waiting for the perfect moment to take control of the Su dynasty. Meanwhile, at the Lin's villa, King Xing, while scrolling through her phone, stumbled upon a news report on E! Entertainment announcing that the Su family had left the city. Overjoyed, she immediately embraced Yang Yi, excitedly revealing that the opportunity they had been waiting for had finally arrived. She explained that with the Su family gone, there was no one left to back Shen Xing, making it the perfect time to take him down. Before she could finish her sentence, a group of mysterious figures, emitting a sinister dark aura, burst into the house and unleashed a venomous centipede at the couple. At the same time, Shen Xing was driving Su Wan to his country home. Upon their arrival, they were greeted by Scarface, who informed Shen. On hearing this, Shen Xing entered the house to find the dude while Su Wan headed upstairs to get some rest. Seeing him, Shen Xing tried to have a friendly conversation with the purple-haired donkey face, who told him he was thirsty and would love a bottle of water. Unbeknownst to Shen Xing, this was a trap. As he moved towards the fridge to get the water, the warrior used the moment of distraction to prepare his attack. Little did the worthless sorcerer know that Shen Xing had been aware of his evil intentions all along. As the sorcerer launched his attack, Shen Xing skillfully pretended to dodge it unknowingly and then casually offered him a can of Coke or beer. The sorcerer, unfazed by the offer, requested tea instead. As Shen Xing moved to boil the water, the sorcerer, puzzled by how his attack had failed, decided to strike again. This time, he used his hands like blades, aiming to unalive the MC. However, as he swung his arm, Shen Xing swiftly ducked, causing the sorcerer to slam his hands into the wall with painful force, collapsing in agony. Realizing something wasn't adding up, the sorcerer knew that no one could be this lucky. Desperate, he grabbed a kitchen knife and charged at Shen Xing, who was calmly making tea. But Shen Xing, toying with the fool, sidestepped slightly, causing the purple-haired assailant to crash into the table, smacking his head with a loud thud. Seeing this, Shen Xing tried to help him up and even offered him a cup of tea, though the assassin now had an extra head from the repeated impacts. By now, the sorcerer knew Shen Xing wasn't merely lucky. His reflexes were far beyond normal. Defeated, he decided to leave and try his luck another day. As he approached the door, Shen Xing revealed that the sorcerer had 3 chances to eliminate him, and he had failed all 3. The assassin, trying to save face, warned Shen Xing that as a level 3 warrior he was faster and could still escape. But in the blink of an eye, Shen Xing appeared behind him, stunning the warrior. With a powerful taekwondo strike, Shen Xing sent him crashing into the wall, his strength and speed leaving the sorcerer in shock. Realizing he was no match for Shen Xing, the purple-haired assassin begged for mercy, admitting he was just a bounty hunter sent by D to eliminate him. Shen Xing then informed him that he wouldn't kill him, but he should deliver a message to D. The next time he attempted to assassinate him, it would be his last day on Earth. Later that day, the shaken assassin called D and relayed Shen Xing's message, urging him to stay away from Shen Xing for the safety of both him and his family. Di, furious beyond belief, threw his phone to the floor in frustration. His mind raced, wondering how he could rid himself of the constant threat that Shen Xing posed, the problem that had plagued his thoughts and robbed him of peace. Just then, a menacing red figure appeared behind him, offering D unimaginable power to help solve his problem once and for all. The next day, Jinho received a call from Yang Yi, who, under extreme duress, claimed to have a 1,000-year-old ginseng for sale. Yang Yi asked if Jinho was interested, knowing this was the kind of thing Shen Xing would go crazy over. Jinho immediately got excited, thinking Shen Xing would definitely be eager to get his hands on it. After all, Shen Xing was a nutcase more obsessed with herbs than with actual women. However, Yang Yi mentioned they would need to meet face-to-face to complete the sale, and Jin Ho readily agreed. Meanwhile, at the Lin residence, after making the call, a mysterious and malevolent dude, who had restrained Yang Yi with a venomous scorpion and tied up the Lin sisters, mercilessly slit Yang Yi's throat, killing him on the spot. Sometime later that night, the clueless morons headed to the eerie rendezvous to meet the supposed ginseng seller. Upon arriving at the dark, creepy location, they were greeted by a hideous man with no eyes, flanked by two sinister-looking twin miniature Barbies. In a flash, the demonic twins with long, sharp vampire fangs lunged at Shen Xing, attempting to sink their teeth into his flesh. But Shen Xing, unfazed, raised them like banners and slammed them to the ground, annihilating them instantly. After that overpowered move, he dusted his palms in satisfaction and then asked for a better opponent. His display of confidence irritated the ugly man, who used magic to shadow step and tried attacking Shen Xing. That moment, Shen Xing closed his eyes, and engaging the eyes of his mind, he predicted the move of his opponent, and then with precision grabbed his neck, and one man punched his disgusting face, sending him flying and crashing to the wall, throwing up blood. Just then, Shen Xing began to hear voices, which made him wonder where the voices could be coming from. So Jin Ho, who had been completely useless throughout the fight, showed him a hidden room where the voice was coming from inside the room. They immediately entered the room to find King Xing tied up like 50 shades of gray, and on seeing Shen Xing, she began to beg him to save her, promising to be his hot servant and do all the nasty things he wanted to do. Hearing the word nasty excited Shen Xing's narrow rod, so he quickly released her from the ropes and asked Jin Ho to take her out of the haunted house. A few minutes later, as they made their way through the woods, they suddenly came across one of Su Wan's undercover security guards lying on the ground, badly injured. Shen Xing immediately rushed over, demanding to know what had happened. The wounded guard, struggling to speak, revealed that Su Wan had been kidnapped from the house. Meanwhile, in an unknown location, Su Wan was tied up by her captor, a man with a traumatized face. The twisted kidnapper leered at her, demanding a taste of her heavenly creamy water, but Su Wan coldly rejected him and told him that his face was far too disgusting to have a taste.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Infuriated, the man grabbed her by the cheek, threatening to slice her neck open just to see her arteries if she didn't cooperate, and let him taste her rice cakes. However, Su Wan told him to concern himself with fixing his face instead, which angered him, and he violated her face, casting her to the ground. He then yanked her up by her hair, revealing that even though she was the granddaughter of the prestigious Su family, he could do whatever he pleased. By the time anyone realized, he would be long gone with the ransom. Simultaneously, Shen Xing and the others raced back to his house at breakneck speed. Upon arriving, they were met by the security team, who were nearly in tears, apologizing profusely for their failure to protect Su Wan. Shen Xing's frustration mounted as he asked about Scarface, who had been assigned to guard the house. A security guard with a sausage head explained that Scarface had been brutally beaten with both his arms broken and was now in the hospital. Hearing this, Shen Xing realized that whoever had overpowered Scarface must be incredibly strong. Time was running out, and he had to act fast. With no clear idea of Su Wan's location, Shen Xing resorted to using a forbidden technique, the Golden Silk Searching skill. This powerful yet dangerous spell used the caster's blood to locate the target, draining a massive amount of spiritual energy and causing severe harm to the user. Despite the risks, Shen Xing knew there was no other option. Biting into his finger, like Luis Suarez, blood dripping from the wound, he used it to cast the spell. Instantly, Su Wan's location was revealed to him, but the backlash was immense. Shen Xing staggered, coughing up blood, as the technique wreaked havoc on his body. Several hours later, back at Su Wan's hostage location, the kidnapper returned, his twisted grin plastered across his face. This time, he claimed he'd given Su Wan enough time to think things over and demanded her decision. Without hesitation, Su Wan told him to get lost and have fun with his hands if he was that desperate. Hearing this, the kidnapper erupted into maniacal laughter, like a madman, and moved toward her, intent on playing with her plots. Just then, Shen Xing, who had arrived at the location, stormed into the shade and told the kidnapper that his end had finally come and he could have developed all the plots he needed in hell with the devil. Without wasting another second, Shen Xing charged at the kidnapper and landed a devastating punch to his gut, pulverizing his insides instantly. The kidnapper's eyes bulged in shock as Shen Xing's fist followed up with brutal precision, slamming into his ugly face and driving him to the ground. Shen Sing then asked the kidnapper with his beaten-up face who sent him, to which he replied that Dai sent him. Desperate, he began begging for mercy, claiming it was all for money. But mercy was not in Shen Sing's vocabulary. Grabbing the man by the throat, Shen Sing snapped his neck with a cold efficiency, casting him to the ground like discarded trash. Shen Sing then moved towards Su Wan and hugged her, promising never to let anyone hurt her anymore. Shortly afterwards, Shen Sing took Su Wan home, and on seeing them, Scarface, who was severely beaten like a useless thief, rushed to meet Shen Sing and begged for forgiveness for being useless. Shen Sing told him that he wasn't as useless as he thought since he tried his best. Shen Sing then asked Scarface how he managed to get beaten by just one man. Just then, Su Wan revealed that it wasn't just one man. They were actually two people who kidnapped her, and one of them wore a cloak and was tangled with a venomous centipede. On hearing this, Shen Sing wondered if the Wallowing mansion could be responsible for the attack. Shen Sing decided it was time to investigate, leaving Scarface and the rest of the security to take care of Su Wan. As he approached his car, Su Wan called out, alerting him that she sensed someone lurking in the bushes, spying on them. Shen Sing then approached the bushes to investigate. Upon entering, he found none other than Daruji, hiding like a coward. Without hesitation, Shen Sing beat him senseless, leaving him with a swollen mouth, and tied him up for interrogation. Terrified, Daruji confessed that a few days earlier, his father had come into contact with members of the Wallowing mansion, who had cursed and kidnapped him. Now the sinister mages were threatening to kill his father unless he eliminated Sing Sing. Hearing this, Shen Sing couldn't help but wonder why the powerful mages of Wallowing mansion would send someone as worthless as Daruji to kill King Sing when they could easily handle it themselves. Just then, a piercing scream echoed through the air. Shen Sing immediately recognized it as King Sing's voice and dashed toward the sound. After running for several minutes, he still couldn't locate her, so he used his magic to enhance his senses. Meanwhile, one of the evil mages from the Wallowing mansion was sprinting across the water with King Sing unconscious on his shoulders. With his supernatural speed, the mage believed no one could possibly catch up with him. But just as he finished that thought, he noticed someone rapidly closing in, Shen Sing moving at sonic speed to the mage's shock. Realizing escape was futile, the scorpion-tattooed mage halted and summoned the venomous spirit of a deadly scorpion to vanquish Shen Sing. In response, Shen Sing activated the talisman, unleashing the full force of the Nine Skies lightning. The devastating strike electrocuted the mage, frying him to death in an instant. Shen Sing then caught King Sing just as she was about to fall. Exhausted, he carried her back to the house and called on Jin Ho to help with her. But he immediately noticed something was off. So Shen Sing ventured deeper into the mansion, only to find the useless guards, including Scarface, lying unconscious on the floor. A wave of panic surged through him as he feared something terrible had happened to Su Wan. Without wasting a second, he dashed into the house. To his relief, he found Su Wan peacefully asleep in her bed. However, his sudden entrance woke her up. Spotting Shen Sing, Su Wan stirred, rubbing her eyes, and in that instant, Shen Sing dropped King Sing like a bag of trash and rushed to embrace Su Wan, exclaiming how overjoyed he was that nothing had happened to her. The following morning, the shirtless Rip Chad woke up and perceived something awful emanating from the kitchen. So he headed to the kitchen only to find Su Wan making breakfast. Shen Sing then asked Su Wan what she was making, so she tried to prevent Shen Sing from seeing the disturbing nightmare she was making. Undeterred, Shen Sing forced his way to see and then noticed the pot of steamy waste the Gen Z baddie was making, which stunned him. Later, as they ate breakfast, they were interrupted by a news report. It revealed that Dee's villa had been set ablaze, and both Dee and his son, Daruji, were missing, possibly dead. It also mentioned that Yang Yi was dead, and the authorities suspected the incidents were connected. Hearing this, Shen Sing thought that both Yang Yi and Daruji had likely been working together, driven by their shared obsession with exacting revenge on him. However, Su Wan had a different theory, suspecting that the real target might have been her grandfather. But Shen Sing quickly dismissed that idea, pointing out that if her grandfather were the target, the villains wouldn't have wasted time in the city. They would have gone straight after him. At that moment, King Sing interjected, revealing that the true intention behind it all was her sister. The delusional girl explained that when she and her sister had been held hostage, an old mage in a dark robe had become obsessed with her sister's voluptuous hourglass figure. The sinister mage had referred to her sister's body as the Supreme Yin, clearly fixated on having it for himself, After telling her story to Shen Sing and Su Wan, King Sing revealed that her younger sister, Ting Sai, was still being held captive by the evil mage. With a heavy heart, she shared that, with her deadbeat husband in Nirvana and her sister imprisoned, she had no one left to turn to. All she could hope for was to be buried beside her sister when they both eventually passed into the afterlife. Her tale touched Shen Sing deeply, and he stood up, promising to help rescue her sister and eliminate the mage entirely, for Su Wan's sake. Just then, a strange voice echoed through the house, startling them. It was Shu Yu, a fellow villager of Su Wan's whom she once considered a brother. He walked in, asking why his sister lived in such a pigsty. Shocked to see the idiot lackey, Su Wan demanded to know what he was doing in town and what he wanted. She reminded him that she had been exiled from the village, cut ties with everyone, and didn't see anyone as family anymore. Shu Yu then revealed that he had heard from an old friend that the useless old man Su had taken something valuable from the family, and he had come to retrieve it. He asked if Su Wan knew where the prized item was, but she snapped back, saying she didn't give a damn about his quest and ordered him to get the hell out of the house. Hearing this, Shu Yu became furious, laughing like he was missing a chromosome. He leaned in close, threatening Su Wan with chaos if she didn't cooperate. Before Shu Yu could raise his hand any further, Shen Sing slapped it away, bruising Shu Yu's skin. Shocked by the force, Shu Yu demanded to know who the hell Shen Sing was. Shen Sing proudly introduced himself as the hero of justice, but Shu Yu wondered what kind of crackpot he was dealing with, so he decided to test Shen Sing's strength. Shu Yu summoned a vortex of fire, which Shen Sing countered with a blast of mystic energy, leaving Shu Yu speechless. The two then began sizing each other up, still amazed by each other's powers. After what felt like ages of staring each other down, Shu Yu unleashed a fiery flame and charged at Shen Sing, landing a powerful punch that Shen Sing managed to block. However, the impact pushed Shen Sing backward. In response, Shen Sing launched an attack of his own, unleashing a flurry of hand strikes at Shu Yu, who blocked them effortlessly. Then, when an opening appeared, Shu Yu landed a devastating punch that sent Shen Sing crashing to the floor. Seeing him fall, the women rushed to help, but Shen Sing stopped them, insisting that they not treat him like some weakling. Shu Yu then began to boast, calling Shen Sing a spineless fool who had no business meddling in matters that didn't concern him. Hearing this, Shen Sing rose to his feet, telling Shu Yu that anything involving Su Wan concerned him. Hearing Shen Sing speak with such confidence intrigued Shu Yu, who wondered where this self-assurance came from. Smirking, Shu Yu proposed a deal. He would give Shen Sing 2 years to cultivate his mana and become stronger. After that, Shen Sing would come to the village for a duel. Shu Yu added that if Shen Sing failed to show up, he would take Su Wan away and publicly crush Shen Sing's dignity. Considering the proposal, Shen Sing found it a fair challenge. They both agreed to the terms and Shu Yu bid him goodbye, but not before warning that the Su family would send someone else to retrieve the stolen item, and that person might not be as nice as him. After Shu Yu left, Su Wan informed Shen Sing that her grandfather had left a message for her before disappearing, advising her to contact Fang Jingyao, the head of the Provincial Security Bureau, if she ever found herself in trouble. However, Su Wan pointed out that both the Su and Di families were responsible for making Fang Jingyao the powerful figure he was, and with Shen Sing's ongoing conflict with the Di family, it might be difficult to get Fang on their side. Just then, a knock on the door startled them. Shen Sing, momentarily alarmed, feared Shu Yu had changed his mind and returned to finish him off. However, when they opened the door, they were met by 2 police officers. The cops informed them that they had been invited to a banquet that night, hosted by none other than Fang Jingyao, and urged them to attend. Later that evening, Shen Sing and Su Wan arrived at the grand banquet. The place buzzed with the high and mighty, the movers and shakers of society. As Su Wan took it all in, she heard someone call her name. Before she could turn, she felt a sudden harsh embrace. Looking down, she realized it was Saoti, Fang Jingyao's only daughter. Shen Sing stared at the girl, puzzled, wondering who this low-budget Yubaba was. Before he could say anything, Saoti smugly declared that she had known Su Wan for ages and had more right to embrace her than anyone else, even him. Saoti went on to explain that Su Wan had always been her idol because of her beauty and thick, curvy figure, which she admired deeply. She promised that no man would ever be allowed to hurt Su Wan under her watch. Leaning in close, Saoti whispered in Su Wan's ear, informing her that Baixueo, a man who worked for her father, was on a mission to avenge his friend Di. Shortly after, Fang Jingyao, a burly man, entered the banquet, accompanied by Bai Youyao, his loyal minion who followed him everywhere. When Bai Youyao noticed that Shen Xing had arrogantly refused to greet Fang Jingyao, he ordered the security guards to drag Shen Xing over and force him to greet Fang. But Fang Jingyao intervened, instructing the guards that Shen Xing should be asked politely, as he was still an ally of Su Wan. Reluctantly, Bai Youyao walked over to Shen Xing and insulted him, calling him a proud country bumpkin who thought he was important just because of the Su family's backing. Su Wan quickly silenced Bai Youyao, ordering him to treat Shen Xing with respect. Furious but obedient, Bai Youyao bowed his head and politely asked Shen Xing to accompany him to greet Fang Jingyao. Seeing how politely he had been asked, Shen Xing agreed and followed Bai Youyao to meet Fang Jingyao. Shen Xing then bowed and thanked him for the invitation, then asked why Fang Jingyao had summoned him. Fang Jingyao praised Shen Xing for becoming well known as the hero who caught the kidnapper who had been terrorizing the bureau. Shen Xing tried to downplay his accomplishment, but Fang Jingyao insisted that his impressive feat warranted an offer to become an instructor at the security bureau. Hearing this, Bai Youyao became bitter, questioning why his boss would want to recruit a nobody. Shen Xing, however, rejected the offer, stating he had no interest in joining their moronic security gang, but made it clear he was more than qualified. Offended by Shen Xing's confidence and insult toward the bureau, Bai Youyao shouted for him to shut up and challenged him to prove his worth in a duel in 5 days. Though Shen Xing wasn't interested in joining, he accepted the duel, with the condition that if Bai Youyao lost, he would apologize publicly. A few minutes later, Fang Jingyao approached Shen Xing, telling him not to worry about Bai Youyao, who was acting like a hormonal teenager throwing a tantrum. However, he did mention that Bai Youyao was one of the top 3 in the bureau, having reached master-level cultivation at a young age, meaning it wouldn't be an easy fight for Shen Xing. Hearing this, Shen Xing grew worried since his cultivation was still at the basic level, putting him far behind Bai Youyao in terms of skill and strength. But Fang Jingyao reassured him, saying there was still time for Shen Xing to improve and match Bai Youyao level. Meanwhile, an incompetent guard informed Xiaodi that he had failed to get tickets to her favorite musician, Qi Xian's concert. Furious, Xiaodi smacked the guard on the head for his incompetence. Seeing this, Shen Xing told Xiaodi he could get the tickets since he knew Qi Xian personally. Xiaodi, however, didn't believe the shit the delusional idiot was spitting and thought he was just capping, so she stared straight at him and asked if he had been smoking the bamboo. Shen Xing insisted that he and Qi Xian were business partners, which only made Su Wan jealous, and she demanded that Shen Xing explain how he knew Qi Xian. Shen Xing then told them the story of how he helped heal Qi Xian's grandfather, which suddenly made Xiaodi a believer. She quickly asked Shen Xing to get the tickets. Shen Xing pulled out his phone to call Qi Xian, but Xiaodi stopped him. Instead, she told him to invite Qi Xian over in person. That night, Shen Xing and Su Wan stayed at Xiaodi's place, and the next morning, they eagerly waited for Qi Xian to arrive. Hours later, the door finally opened, and Qi Xian walked in, disguised. Once inside, she removed her disguise. Seeing her favorite musician in person for the first time, Xiaodi was starstruck and started acting like a crazed fan. Meanwhile, Su Wan was burning with jealousy, glaring at Qi Xian with disdain. Qi Xian noticed, and the two locked eyes in a tense staring contest. Watching the two women seethe with hatred toward each other, Shen Xing broke out in a nervous sweat, practically drenching himself in 90% of his body fluids. Will Shen Xing make it out of this mess in one piece? Comment Dragon God if you're eager to find out in our part 2. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, thanks for watching.